Good afternoon, good night. I guess good afternoon, good night, whatever. I'm fixing to put Dina up here on the screen in a couple of minutes. Um, Tonight we are going to discuss some concerns that I have about the Morphew family and some concerns I have the way they acted since the disappearance of their mother. Uh, I have some more information, some very pertinent information about this case, but the person that I was supposed to get in touch with today never emailed me back. So hopefully it'll be tomorrow, Friday. Hopefully it'll be Friday night that we have that. No promises because I'm actually at their mercy. But I have put an email into them, and hopefully I get that information and we'll be able to share it with you. But I do want to discuss what we have been kind of beating around the bush with, and Dusty, the Draper's brother, brought it up last time, and I did get some emails. Now I'm going to go ahead, Dina. I'm going to light you up over there. Okay, Dina's right there across from me, right there. I hope she can see her. I'm still trying to get her some better lights, but for whatever reason, it's not as bright, of course, as I am. And I'm not sure if it's because of the green screen or what it is, but
I'd rather be in the dark.
You'd rather be in the dark. We got some great feedback on the fact that she was on the channel with me, so that's very good. I had meant to get Tony back with me tonight, but his computer is tore up, so he's having to get that fixed. He was trying to work the details out last night with me to try to find out why his computer had been going blank and all of a sudden it went down. So it might have been the computer to start with. I do want to talk about the Morphew family and some of the things that has happened since the disappearance of their mother. And you know, the pictures of the kids. Now, I got a message from a viewer that sent me some more pictures, and unfortunately, I'm not going to use those because the pictures I have are in a little bit bigger and better. But none of them were in those pictures. But she said that they were taken in August and not in May. But the indications on where I've got these pictures are that they were taken in late May, or even a few days after their mother's disappearance. Now, we're not talking about grieving because at this point, I'm sure they had no information that they thought she was dead. I mean, if they did, that then they got a bigger problem than just being showing their face. Now, I have covered the eyes of these girls because my legal attache, my legal person I talk to, tells me that's a way to not be identified, positively identify them. So if I do show somebody that's not really supposed to be shown, their eyes are covered, I'm okay. But they were all on social media and they were all available for anybody to look at them when I copied them. Okay, some of the ones that were real kind of to me was this one here. One of those is, I think on the right is Mallory, the way I understand it. But it was supposedly taken in May. I'm not sure the exact date of May, but on this, possibly on this church retreat. I don't know if it was or not, but I think it was in the latter part of May that was on the post around the 27th, I think, on that picture. So if that is how they celebrate their disappearance of their mother, I just have a real issue with that. And this one, I'm not sure if that is her sister or not. But they are apparently in another location, and somebody said it was some reservoir that they always like to go to. I'm not sure 100% of the name of the place. Um, this is another picture I saw. You just can't say that, anybody's mourning the loss of their mother. I really just have a big time problem with this. And, if it was taken before the disappearance, then hey, I don't have a problem with it at all. Somebody just posted it after, but all the indications from what I saw was it was not. And posted uh, after the disappearance. I mean, before the disappearance. And if I'm not expecting people to be like mourning and crying every single day, but I just don't. It's just very troubling to me. I don't know. You tell me, if it's troubling to you. Uh, Another picture here. This was also the course. Was taken in a field. Somebody told me this was possibly the church, but it may have been taken in August. Church trip, and this one,
They wouldn't be wearing that on a church trip.
Well, I know, and this one, of course, was supposedly taken at the church trip also. So I don't know. It's a different type of camping trip that I've ever been on with a church or anybody else.
Well, I've been a youth leader with the youth in churches for the past 30 years. And any girl that showed up dressed in anything like that would have been given a long T-shirt to put on.
Well, it may be a different type of church, I don't know, but I don't, I just don't. I just wonder what's on their mind. I mean, am I wrong about this? Y'all tell me. Am I wrong? I mean, there's nothing wrong with, Maggie's got her ball again. There's nothing wrong with going and enjoying yourself to the lake. That's not an issue. If my mother or my wife or my daughter was missing, would I be taking these type of photos and posting them all over social media? I don't know. I don't know. I don't, I don't know if it is. It's just odd to me. Put it that way. It's just very, very odd to me. Um, but I mean, when you see these pictures, especially, they are obviously very close to their mother. Obviously, this was taken in the house. This was posted on social media. Obviously, very, very in love with their mother. Right here is one of the best pictures I think I've seen of the kids and her. Great picture. But then again, you see these pictures like that taken right after a week or 2 weeks after she's missing, or even in August, even if they were taken in August. I don't know if I would be putting those out there with my mother disappeared.
Was it actually a church trip, or did they just go camping with a couple of friends?
Well, everywhere I heard it was a church trip. Everywhere I heard. I haven't heard, excuse me. I heard that it was a church trip. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about that type of there's not, in all of the posts that I read, all of the posts, not a single word about their mother. Not a single word. None of her friends said, "Hey, sorry about your mom. Thinking about your mom, praying for your mom. You look just like your mother." Nothing. Nothing. Zero. And to me, it's just strange. Go ahead.
Okay, Mystic says Barry thought Suzanne might have been taken by sex as a sex slave. Why put your girls out there like that?
Yeah, for sure, that is right. And I'm sure right after Dusty took these pictures and got these pictures and put them up there, and luckily that night I copied them also from the site. I went on the site itself and copied them. So, and they were out there for anybody to see. They wasn't hidden. They wasn't on a profile that was shut off. They were exposed. Uh, then his it was actually they were shut down that afternoon. So, obviously they didn't want people to see the people that like us to see them. They just wanted to expose all of their friends to them. But anytime you put something out there on social media, the world can see it if you do not block it. That's why on my personal Facebook page, I don't let anybody see my page except my friends, not my friends' friends or nothing. I cut down all of it because it's just too much. I mean, not that I would have anything on my Facebook page, I wouldn't want any of y'all to see. It's just, I don't want any of my pictures. People take your pictures and they manipulate them and stuff. And I just wouldn't want that. One thing I was noticing, and two, and what I wanted to talk about was let's look at all the changes that Barry has made since his wife went missing. All the changes. He gets a guardianship. First, he goes to Gene, the father of Suzanne, and tries to get him to sign it. When he doesn't sign it, then he gets the oldest daughter, Mallory, which is adult, over 18. She signs it saying that Suzanne is missing and incapacitated or not available. I forgot the wordings of how the guardianship goes, but basically saying that she's not there to see after her own affairs. And he did this so he could sell some property in Indiana. And so, because he said we were going to sell the property anyway. Look, if your wife is missing and she's out there missing and whatever's happened to her, if you don't know what's happened to her already, why would you want to take such drastic measures to sell a large piece of property out there? Think about all the other things he's done. He's bought property in other places. He's traded his truck in. He's put his house up for sale. He's put his house on Airbnb. I mean, just all of the things he's done is just a big, he's waving these red flags in front of his face. Look at me, look at me. And then when Andy had the crew out there searching everything, he didn't participate in it. What did he do? He walked around the edge of his property with a shotgun over his shoulder and game cams to keep people off his property. And then we raised so much cane, me and all these other YouTubers raised so much cane about, why don't you allow Andy on your property, even with a small group, and you walk with them and see what they can, search. And he finally did that. But, man, everything, people I've had emails from a few people, and I think maybe it's Andy not Andy, but Barry himself saying, oh, how can you make why do you think that? Why do you make these accusations that? I first say it's only my opinion, and I'm not saying he's guilty, but a lot of things are pointing that way. And they always say, well, anybody has the right not to allow anybody on their property. Anybody has the right to grieve the way they want to grieve. But, I first go back to this thing, and I just want to play this, and you watch it. We haven't watched this in a while, at least I haven't. And look at him on a thing that he puts up 1 week after his wife's missing, and just watch the body language on this.
Oh, Suzanne, if anyone is out there that can hear this, that has you, please, we'll do whatever it takes to bring you back. We love you, we miss you, your girls need you. No questions asked. However much they want, I will do whatever it takes to get you back. Honey, I love you. I want you back so bad.
Now, I've been around people that have confessed to things and told stories, and everything he said, well, I want you back so bad. He's doing it's involuntary. He don't talk like that everywhere. I've looked at his camera feed with Tyson. He doesn't shake his head no on things. He's telling us he doesn't. His body language is obvious. I mean, He's saying no to almost everything that he says. No, no, no. His body language is saying that. And to release that a week afterwards that she went missing, that to me just shows that, uh, you know, like I've said before, and I said in a rant, if my family or my wife was missing, I would be on TV every night. I'd be busting down the news doors, wanting me to get on the TV, Dr. Phil, or anything else that I could be on to try to find her. He tells Dr. Phil there, he has an open invitation to go to Dr. Phil, and he says, "I'm not ready yet." What? I mean, what has he got to do with it? What about her? I've gave him an open invitation to come on here anytime, day, night, anytime, to try to find her and to put the word out about her. He has an open invitation right now, anytime, and he won't do it. I don't know why. I know why, but he won't do it. Now, tonight, I want all of y'all to go over and watch Dusty. Dusty's got something big going on tonight at 8 o'clock. And basically 8 o'clock Central Time, right after us. He's got something big. He's going to break out tonight, and he kind of hinted to it last time, and I'm anxious to get over there. So in about 45 minutes, we're all going to close down, and we're going to go over there and watch Dusty. But
are you feeling okay?
Why?
Because your voice, you just sound.
I got a little hoarse there for some reason.
You got a horse or a frog?
Frog in my throat.
Something.
I don't know what it is.
Because it don't sound like you. You want to drink my mango?
No.
Okay.
I did have some water in there, though.
Don't say I didn't offer you some mango.
I might in a minute. But, I just can't, why do all of these things? It's like my wife always tells me, they say, don't buy anything, don't do any major changes to your life within how many months?
18 months.
18 months of a death in the family. So if your wife dies or your spouse dies or somebody close to you in the family dies, or just don't make any big decisions within 18 months. And I probably say that might be a little long, but just a year would be good. I sure wouldn't do it in 3 or 4 weeks. That's like the Chambers case,
I'm not coming to the funeral alone.
Yeah. The joke with us was, I told her, I said, if something happens to me, I want you to remarry. That's what I've told her several times. I want you to remarry. I want you to be happy in your old age. And she said, "What? You didn't think I was coming to the funeral by myself, did you?" So, as a joke. But Maggie.
Okay, behave.
Maggie, behave.
I forgot now if they can see when she's aggravating me.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's a little earthquake walking around here. Watch out. She gets her ball and she plays with it and everything.
Angel Cook says the first thing he said to Tyson was, "Let me show you what happened," even before proper introduction. Barry did not know who Tyson was until Barry asked.
Yeah, and the fact is that, he says, "You're not recording this, are you?" It's like in Alabama, I guess. I don't know, is it out there, but in Alabama, not only one party has got to know they're being recorded. You can record anybody and you can wear a wire to anything you want to, as long as one party knows, and that's the person normally that's wearing the wire. So, that's why people record their phone calls and stuff like that. There's not against them. Some states, it is against the law to record anybody without telling them.
Oh.
But I don't think it is in Colorado. And, but, that's one thing. And then let me show you something else that, what I compare it to. This picture right here that I'm going to show you, this is, to me, the most telling picture of their whole pictures with Barry and Suzanne. The most telling, in my opinion, is this picture right here. He's standing in the doorway, narcissistic type of picture, saying, "This is my property." That's what the picture looks like to me. My opinion is it says, "This is my property." He's blocking her, hand out, blocking her, and he's got this smirk on his face. In my opinion, is he's saying, "This is my property. I'm controlling it." Just something about that picture tells me that. First time I saw it, I gathered that from it. It was like he is saying, he's not smiling. He's saying, "This is my property." I'm just telling you, I get that from that picture. I don't know. I may be wrong,
Okay, can I tell you
but
what I get from it?
what?
I get that the girls knocked on the door. He opened the door and like what? It's like it looks like a dad picture of his kids.
Well, why would it have to be the girls? It could be anything. It looks like a hotel room to me.
I know. Well, the girls came and knocked when they were at the hotel.
I don't know, but just like you got OJ and his wife, and we know what happened there. We have Peterson, his wife. We know what happened there. We got Chris Watts, his wife. We know what happened there. I read that 16% of all women homicide of a woman is done by an intimate partner. 16%, 1 in 6. 1 in 6 women that are murdered are done by an intimate partner. So, you have a 1 in 6 chance right now with no other evidence, if she is dead, that an intimate partner did it. 1 in 6, according to statistics wise, 1 in 6.
Go back to the picture of him standing in the door.
Yes.
Pull it up.
I got it.
Oh, okay, well, but there's a little bit of a delay there. Okay. Look at her smile.
Yeah, sure. She
is perfectly at ease. And
she may be, but he is representing the door. It just like something in that his picture. He's blocking her from leaving. He's blocking her. And he is telling me in his picture there, "This is my property." That I'm telling you, she may be okay with that at the time, but he is blocking the door there. It's like he's saying, "This is my property." I'm just telling you, that's what I get from.
Okay.
I get from the picture.
I'm one of 7 children. I've seen that look on my daddy's face before.
Well, I understand that, but these are some things that I wrote down just myself. He had the guardianship, had to get the daughter to sign it, which I think is pretty low right there, that he involved his own daughter to make the decision that he was going to need to sell the house or deal with property. That was on June the 9th too, by the way. I think it was June the 9th. So you're talking about less than a month after she was missing. Less than a month. He can't wait, put everything on hold until they find her. It just ticks me off. Sold his truck, and now that happened later. These are not any type of orders. Purchased property over there. He's going to build another house. Remember where the dog alerted on it? I think it might have been even the 2 properties. Sold the house in Indiana or rental properties. He said he owned a bunch of rental. They owned a bunch of rental properties. He wanted to sell one of them up there, what I read, and put the main house up for sale and put it on Airbnb. To do all of those things encompass in less than 7 months from your wife to be gone missing. He's moving on. He is moving on. I'm moving on. I ain't worried about her finding her. I'm moving on. I'm selling everything. I'm putting them in. I'm going to make this money. I'm moving on. And I understand that there was a large amount of money put down by Suzanne in that inheritance. She had maybe as much as $500,000. Well, hey, money can be a heck of a motive for something to happen. Money is a heck of a motive. And I think, all of this is a huge, huge red flag. I mean, listen, I'm telling you, to do all of these things within 7 months of her missing, I could see if I've got to sell something so I can finance all these billboards out there on the highway, and I can put up all these signs, and I can put up these searches, and we can have tents down here to feed all these people that are going to help me find her, and I'm going to pay a private investigators to go out here and help me find out what really happened to her. Okay, we can do that. We can put that money towards that. But you know what? They ain't done none of that. And he says, I got my people working on it. I don't see it. Now, Dusty supposedly has said I watched the last Draper Brothers, and they were talking about a guy named Sal in Indiana that he has been going up to see several times, and he's supposed to enlighten us tonight on who this guy Sal is. And he may be the guy. I heard he may be the guy that put up the rest of the money and the reward. How he figures into this thing, it's very interesting. What's going on. I don't know. There's been some insinuations on that channel, not from Dusty and not from Tyson, but by people that have been in the crowd. And I'm not going to go there. But I hope Dusty can enlighten us about that. Um, it just seems too much too soon. If you were watching and didn't know anything about this case, and you were a neighbor and you were watching, well, we got his wife's missing. We think somebody grabbed her off his bike, and whoop, there he goes. He bought some property over there. Oh, he sold some land up there in Indiana. I guess he's going to use that money to help look for her. Oh no, he traded. He got him a brand new truck. Oh yeah, he put his house up there for sale. Well, now he's letting it be an Airbnb. You know, even with no knowledge of it, you would think, what the heck, man? What are you doing? It just does not make any sense to do all that. And I'm sure there's a whole lot of stuff that we don't even know about that's happened. I read somewhere the police kept that house for 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks seized, where they did stuff in the house. So I'm telling you, I believe the police have enough evidence to bring it to a grand jury if they've kept that property that long. And probably what they're going to do is wait till the new DA comes in there. I would, I'm just telling you that I think they would.
Do you know anything about the lady that in Indiana that Barry has been seeing?
I know nothing of that. Do we have a name? I sure would like to research it and find out. What my information is, he's going up there and meeting with a guy up there. I don't know who he is, but don't know what it's about. I really don't.
What if it's to make a movie?
Make a movie about what?
About his wife missing.
Oh, he don't want to do nothing about his wife's missing. Oh, he went to Safeway the other day and handed out flyers, and everybody's supposed to say, "Oh, he is back. He's hunting for her." Safeway is not the place to be looking for her, Barry. Put you big signs out there on the interstate in both directions. Hire you some groups to come in and help you look. Hire you a private investigator. Cooperate with the police. How about that? Give a statement to the police. Take a polygraph so that they can eliminate you as a suspect. How about that, Barry? Take a polygraph. Take a voice analysis so they can eliminate you as a suspect. How about that, Barry? How about doing that? I don't think so. Read my comment.
Yeah.
Contact Angel.
Glaskins.
Okay, y'all hold on just a minute. I got an email that's flashing up here on my email. See if it's that person I was thinking about. No, it's not.
Is it car warranty?
Car warranty. No. Okay, is she the person, or does she know the person? Lux, I can get a little bit emotional when I see people do stupid stuff, and see people that are not doing what.
Oh my God.
Oh gosh, Maggie's over there bothering Medina.
Okay. Look.
You know, she knows the person. Okay.
Okay.
Um, I get aggravated because when I see people that are not saying they really want to find her, and uh, a vested interest in finding her like her own husband, yet they do not take any effort to do so. If Medina turned up missing, and I just sat back and said, I think I'm gonna sell the car, and I'm gonna buy that Jeep I want, or that truck I want, and you know what? I'm gonna fire. I might sell the house, and maybe I'll go this and go there. It don't make no sense. It doesn't make any sense. Excuse me, my Southerner's coming out there. It doesn't make any sense to me to do that. I would, yeah, get a girlfriend. I would think that he needs to be involved in an active effort to find his wife, where that means, and the biggest thing he could do straight off the bat would be to take a polygraph and take a stress test that will eliminate the police from looking at him. That's number one. Number two, he needs to go out and spend some of that money he's been spending on his truck and these lots and all this stuff
Misty want to know if you
on the highway.
Misty want to know if you would invite someone over to wear my swimsuit.
Yeah, where
you can't, because I got a hole in the middle.
Where did y'all hear that though about the swimsuit in the hot tub? Y'all are must reading that somewhere else. I don't know where that's coming from. No reward. They dropped the reward and returned to the flyer handing out. Well, that's like I said. Hey, you could give if I knew where my wife was and what happened to her, I could offer $1 billion rewards. I could offer $50 million reward if she's brought back to us safe and sound. If you know where she's at and she's not coming back safe and sound, then why not offer the maximum amount of reward? I offer $50 million reward if you bring her back safe and sound. If you know she's not coming back safe and sound, you can do that. You can see the little Gracie over there. She's with Dina. They're missing us the last couple of days. They've really just been all up in our business. Yeah, Moses is somewhere around here. He slept all day on our bed. It's very cold here in Alabama. Very cold. We have the fire going in the fireplace, and Moses is laid up in bed. You heard the rumor, and you have heard the girlfriend rumor in Indiana. Well, if he turns around and has a girlfriend in Indiana this close to the disappearance of his wife, that is motive. That is motive. And then you'd have opportunity, motive right there for somebody easily to get charged for something if you got motive and opportunity. So if he does that, if he turns around and has a girlfriend this soon without her even being declared dead, then he's an idiot more than I personally think he is. So, I hope that he is not that stupid. Or maybe I hope he is. Maybe I hope he's that stupid so that when the new DA gets in here, that something positive happens in this case. Personally, I think he will. What are you saying to Dana?
Dana said when I was holding Gracie that it was like holding her dog that went over the rainbow bridge.
Oh, I'm sorry. Very sorry. We love our animals, that's for sure. But
Francis Mudd said, I still have a relationship with Morgan.
you do still have a relationship with Morgan? Well, I would, the thing, what I would like to know about Morgan is I believe actually that Morgan knows more than she's sharing. Maybe she shared it with the police and we'll know later. But, she said in that thing she put out about her employer that she worked with somewhere, she put out something and she highlighted murder. She highlighted a bunch of other stuff. And I just, it felt like that was kind of sending a message to Barry. I don't know. What is this highlighted? I'm going to highlight it so I'll know what you're saying here. Echo's daughter, hard to find her mom, left a handful of barleys for Morphew girls, stepped up to plate. Story of Ruth Bible, yeah.
Mystic says, how does Morgan know what Barry's truck sounds like outside?
Well, she worked for him. She worked for him for a couple of years. So I mean that could easily be there. I just, I don't think that Morgan had anything to do with it. I really don't, but I probably think she knows more than she's telling. You know,
Look how many people are watching. Just changed.
What is it?
222.
Yeah. Is it Francis? Is it Francis that said they still had a relationship?
Francis Mudd
said you still had a relationship with her. Are you in contact with Morgan? Would she possibly come on live? That would be awesome if she would, just to hear her side of the story. I don't know if she'd be willing to. Nope. She's had a bad experiences with a bunch of guys. Yeah, I understand where she probably wouldn't, but I would like to know.
She could look at the show that we did with Echo's daughter, and see how we treated her.
I understand that she's had some issues with some people. I just, one thing I'm trying to find out, and maybe somebody could help me. Maybe they know one of the girls. Maybe they know somebody that knows the family life. Maybe Morgan knows. I'm trying to find out if there were ever any domestic abuse in the house in the past few years. I'm talking about verbal, mental, physical, sexual, anything, any type of domestic abuse inside the Morphew house. Maybe you can ask Morgan if she ever heard about anything or even Barry said anything to her, because I get the feeling that Barry and Morgan were close friends. I don't know if they ever had a relationship or not, but I had the feeling that they were very close friends because she worked for him, and she even says when she talked about when he came down there and said, I need you to get this bank perfectly flat. I need it to be flat. And he seemed all kind of up, and she says, come on, Barry. Come on, Barry. Like that was more than just a worker, is she is she, MH? Yeah, a little subdued, yeah. If she seemed like she knows a little bit more than she's saying about Barry personally, and I'm not saying she had an affair with him, but she definitely is on more than just a worker basis, in my opinion. And they got mad. Barry got mad at her because she gave up her phone. And, to me, that says a lot. And nobody's really concentrated on that because she even said in an interview He got mad at me because I gave up my phone. Why should he care if she gave her her phone? Why? Because he knows there's text messages on there between her and him that's maybe going to hurt him, come back to bite him. That's one of my opinions on that. I mean, why? Why would you care? I wouldn't care if somebody is working for me and if they gave their phone to the police, if I wasn't involved in something, you know. Uh, I don't know that if the sheriff is Facebook friends with Barry, but that means nothing because I'll tell you why. Uh, I know a guy that's in prison right now that's Facebook friends. He used to be a cop. He got in trouble. He did something real bad. And now he's serving life without parole, basically. And he is in prison right now, but he's Facebook friends. Of course, he can't get on Facebook because he's in prison. Not that I know of. But he's doing 75 years, but nobody has deleted him from their Facebook. I've noticed that in the past. So I don't think that's a big deal, If they talk all the time on Facebook and they message each other and they go fishing buddies and all this kind of stuff, maybe. But that could be anything really, that doesn't bother me as bad as the fact that
Stop.
watch out, I got an earthquake going over here. I'm sorry.
Stop. You can't get in my lap. No.
I don't know what's the matter with our dogs
Look,
tonight.
What is wrong tonight? Stop. Hide your eyes. Hide your eyes. Come on. It's okay.
I'm sorry. I'll get some hateful emails about this, but I can't help it. We're not going to be mean to our animals.
We haven't been with them all day.
Yeah, we've been gone from all day, so they think, hey, what's the deal?
Miss says, don't think he's not here snooping.
Oh yeah, he's probably on here. But see, he's not man. I'll say this: he's not man enough to come on here and tell me his side of the story. I've tried to get him to. I've challenged him. I'm not scared of Barry. Okay, he doesn't scare me. His goons or anybody that's working for him, they don't scare me at all. I've been around some very bad people in my life. I put people in jail. They're very bad. I'm not scared of him at all. None. I'll say that. And if he wants to come on, I'll invite him on and I won't be hateful to him. Barry, if you are listening tonight, I invite you to come on my channel. I'll let you talk. I won't ask you a single question. I'll let you tell your side of the story.
I'll have to ask some questions.
Well, no, if he wants to come over, if he is not scared to come on, maybe he's scared. I don't know. Come on and come on the show.
Said, did you hear that Adventures with a Purpose had to have protection while they were?
Yeah, I saw that. He was out. I understand that they did have to have because they had some lookers and stalkers around them. And I don't know that. I don't know if that was him or not. I don't want to sound. I'm not trying to act bad or anything, but it wouldn't bother me at all to be out there by myself. I would bring my own protection. But regardless, he's not going to come on here. He's not going to come on. Drapers have said the same thing. Draper Brothers have said the exact same thing as I did. Come on the channel, tell your side of the story. That's all we want you to do. He refused to do that. So if he, that just tells me he's scared. He's scared too. If I was in his shoes, I'd be on every YouTube channel out there telling my story. Please help somebody find my wife. Don't look at me. Let's look for her. See? And I would be taking that polygraph that you won't take, Barry, and that voice analysis that you won't take, and to keep the police from looking at me. If you take it and you pass it, then they can go do something else. They can look for the mountain lion. They can look for the guy that drug her off his bike. They can look at this stuff. I would do it. I'd be on every YouTube channel out there that would have me. And I'd be saying, look, guys, we need to find her. We need to do something. Will you help me look for her? Here's her picture. Here's everything about her. I'll take a DNA test. I'll take a polygraph. I'll take a voice analysis. I'll do anything to find her. But you don't have that. You got to wait a week before he puts out a thing that nobody even knew about. I want my whole family there saying, "Look, we miss her. We miss her. We want her back." I get kind of emotional about it because to me it makes no sense to do it like he's doing it. And I've had people tell me, "Well, he's shy and he doesn't want he doesn't want people in his business." Too bad. If you want people to help find your wife and you really want her found, then who cares about your business? It's just me, though. Too many things have happened in this case that point directly as why you're not getting off your tush and doing something about it. It just gets me aggravated. And, he can come home here anytime he wants to, and he can tell his side of the story, and I promise you, I'll never ask him a single question. But he's afraid. I said it, and I'm not afraid of you, Barry. I hope you understand that. I'm not a bit afraid of you. So, there. Well, it's 46 minutes after. I do want to answer questions for anybody that's got questions. And I do want to go over and watch Dusty. I am definitely going to be there listening, whether I say anything or not. I'm definitely going to be there.
Lisa says, if you want information about Barry, contact Angela Glaskin on Facebook.
Okay, she does have a Facebook page.
That's what she said.
Okay, can you write that last name down, Dina? Because I can't get it down.
Yeah.
You got the last name?
Glaskin, Glaskin.
G-A what?
Glaskin. Yes, Brittany's not on here tonight. We must have scared her away last night.
There's a bunch of Angela Glaskins on Facebook. Is what I'm looking at. Do you have where or which one it is? I mean, honestly, there's about 15 or 20 of them. Now, I did talk to Melinda on the phone the other day, and she is, I think, in Missouri or somewhere. They're out there
doing the echo.
Boots on the ground with the echo case.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to actually get her up on live with me when she comes back to give us a heads up update on that. She went out there with a couple of other people, and they are trying to do what they can.
Have you dived into his army, buddy?
I've tried to find information on him, and I haven't been able to. I know somebody else that did, and I question if he's real myself, because nobody can do 400 tours in Afghanistan and the Middle East. You would have to be there for 100 years, because the average tour is a year, and if you only did 3 months, just a 3-month time, that's 10 solid years at 400. So I mean,
it's
I can't.
The top one, Stitchy Witchy Widget said it's the top one. The top one.
The top one, the kind of a dark girl in a dark over white. Well, see,
how do you feel about the daughters having the pictures on Draper Brothers? Having fun with, yeah.
Well, I mean, we put those out there at the first of this. Actually, were you on the first of this? The thing that I did have the pictures up.
Yes, that's her, Thomas.
Okay, I'll see if I can't get a hold of her. I have a problem
Denise,
with it.
I agree.
I have a big problem of it.
Yeah, it's probably 4 tours, not 400. I have family in the military, so I know.
Yeah, 400. You know, when he says he's been in, he did like 400 tours in the Middle East. I've said, huh? Because average, I mean, even the shortest tour I've ever heard of anybody on was like 3-4 months, and that SEAL team will run in there for 3 or 4 months and leave. 400 would be like 4 month tours would be like 30 years. I mean, it just that don't make no sense. That kind of stuff is just he's saying stuff he doesn't know. He's not. If he's trying to exaggerate, be real. I mean, I'm a big exaggerator at times. My wife has told me. Uh, but and then look, he said they searched 200 square miles. If you 200 square miles is 44. It's like 4,400 acres or something, and then that was in the first week. So I don't think it could do that either, not unless it searched it with an airplane. And then how much can you search it with an airplane? Uh, Annie said the girl in the bathing suit is total bunk. Let it go. Annie, do you know that 100% sure? And why do you say that? Or are you friends with them? I mean, before we make a statement, Annie, I want to just try to verify why you think that. But Annie, can you verify why is that? Do you know them personally, or do you know it to be a fact? I don't. It's hard for me to say, hey,
Mystic Verify says, firstly, we need to verify who the heck Annie is. Likely a buried minion.
Let me ask you something.
No,
somebody said,
verified.
Is Angela black or white? Because the page I pulled up, she's black. Does anybody know that? Somebody tell me that. Hispanic. I don't think that's her then. Number one, she doesn't look Hispanic to me. She looks African American. I'll try to find out from somebody. If you can email me their Facebook page, that would be awesome. And then let me try to get a hold of them before they take it down. Barry Nick, you said Barry's video is fake. Is fake. What are you talking about?
Okay, Lisa said, Annie, probably not a good idea. Then go to someone else's channel until the subs to get anything
going. Nick, Barry's video is so fake. What video are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Annie, I don't know who you are. If you can't, it's the first time I've ever seen you on this channel. Can you please identify yourself as how you know these things? Do we have any mods here tonight?
Yeah, Denise. Okay. Denise is here, and
I saw that from Louisiana. Okay.
Rhonda's here.
Okay. I don't know.
Annie says Lisa Avery is not verified. Okay.
Annie, listen, I don't know who you are. I've never seen you on here before. I'm not saying you're not who you say you are, but how do you know all these things? You're making some pretty...
She said I watch you every week.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're here. How do you know that these things are not true, Annie? I just wonder. I mean, if we can say 100% these things are not true, we got to have a reason. Do you know that? Are you friends with them or what? Okay. All right. Well, it doesn't matter. We all can have our own opinions until we know for sure.
So you can say what you want.
You can say what you want as long as we don't be ugly to each other. And we, until you tell me how you know things, then, I can't, you know what I mean? You can say what you want you can actually say what you want to each other and your own opinion about anything as long as you are nice about it or you don't out and out make false accusations or something. The photo of the people in the hot tub. Okay. How do you know that it is not as it has been reported?
Joy says I came in at the right time. If you like to stir it up.
Okay, well we're climbing down to 4 minutes till Dusty comes on, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. It's interesting things have been said, and I don't know if it's true about the hot tub or not true about the hot tub.
She said it
I
has
have no
not
idea.
been verified. To say it's BM's girlfriend is totally false.
We can't say if it is, or we can't say if it isn't. Know. We have no idea. Okay?
And he's going to email you.
Email me, please. I would like to find out what you can about
the email is on
the email me there, the missing live stream at gmail.com. Just a minute and pick up the girl. She is upset about something tonight. I don't know what.
It's on the screen.
The email is right there below my dog's face. The missing live stream at gmail.com. And I will do what I can to verify any information you give me. I've heard this stuff about a girlfriend, but that's never been substantiated to me.
Rowan says, let's move on. We don't care about Dusty being on.
Well, we do want to watch Dusty tonight because he has got a bunch of stuff on about this guy named Sal in Indiana that supposedly Barry is making trips up to Indiana to see. And perhaps we'll know who this is. Perhaps we'll know why he's going up there. There's been some insinuation of who this guy is. And, and Annie, you said others putting out there as fact it's Barry's girlfriend, totally gossip. But Annie, how do you know that? That is my question. How do you know that it's not his girlfriend?
Good golly says the woman is married. The swimsuit happened. She met Barry and Susan in marriage counseling. No idea if they are intimate or not, but they've seen a lot of each other.
Okay. Now, do we know? Good golly, do we know her name? And if you can email me that information, then I will try to see if the facts bear out. It's when people like Good Golly, like Annie, like others say, no, it's total gossip, then this investigative spirit in me says, well, how do you know that? That's what I would say. How do you know that? Are you saying it because you know it personally that this is just gossip? It never did happen. How do we know that? Or are you saying, I'm guessing at it? I don't know. If you will email me information, I will follow it up. I promise you I will.
Lisa, the email, if you're asking about ours, is the missing live stream at gmail.com.
Yeah, it's right down below me, right where my finger is.
She said sometimes it's not our story to tell. And Mystic says we are not guessing.
Here's the thing. If it's not our story to tell, then how can you go on and say it's gossip? You know what I mean? If I go out and I'm asking you about this, oh, Barry's done this in a hot tub and this person, and you said, no, that's gossip. My first question is, well, how do you know that's gossip? How do you know it? You've got to have a reason to know it. Because if you just tell me, no, I know, but I can't say, I'm sorry. My investigative spirit in me is going to say, nah, I don't go for that. I work on evidence. Not rumor. If it's gossip, it's gossip. But I want somebody to be able to tell me why it's gossip.
Draper zone.
Okay. Okay, look, I know I'd love to stay, but I really, really want to go watch Draper and find out about this other thing. It does matter to me and to all of y'all that follow this case, okay? We'll be back on Friday, and who knows what'll be on here. I'm going to try to be a little bit more subdued and laid back and calm and try to go hum. Okay, good to see you, buddy. Let's hop over to Draper's channel and watch that. Okay? Everybody have a great night. Stay healthy. Stay away from COVID. And hope to see you next time on the channel. And where am I at here? Somebody asked me to play the thing from the other day with the dog, so I will. So good night, all. We love you.